Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back with your daily crypto news and analysis. And today we're going to be talking about Hedera and Hbar, so let's just dive in and let's talk about a few things. So first and foremost, I just want to say I hope everybody has a great 4th of July. I hope everybody has a great weekend. I know it is going to be a long weekend, as we do know that Mondays, of course, most things are closed. So I hope everybody's having a great day or a great night wherever you guys are. I hope everybody has a great holiday as well. In regards to the overall market, again, I'm not really expecting too much price movement. We've been just kind of sitting stable or, stale, if you will. Kind of getting boring a little bit, if you will. But I'm excited. I made a video yesterday really kind of outlining my overall plan with Hbar, where I am going to be buying at, where I do plan on selling as well. I think that the future is bright for the space, and I do think that this future, or the future of this market, sorry, is bright for, even Hbar as well. And, the reasoning behind that is just like where we are headed. Now, I think that a lot of people kind of got my video from the other day a little bit twisted. In fact, I did tweet out, earlier on the 2nd, so basically yesterday, I said, I seriously love Hbar and all the work being done from Hedera. I just can't help but to look at the mainnet, transactions per second and be a bit frustrated. Incredible future ahead, but we just need more use of the network itself. This doesn't mean I don't believe in Hbar long term. And yes, listen, I'm not going to sit here and say like, hey, we're doing great in regards to, transactional demand on the network. No, absolutely not. If we look back in time, like let's just go back for, I don't know, we'll go back on the year, right? So I don't know why that just didn't load. I apologize. But in regards to like the 1 year tab, right? Look at the transactions here. This is, kind of frustrating. This is like, look at in June, we had 11.8 million transactions. Compare that to, just July of last year, for an example, and we had 132.4 million transactions. January, we hit our all-time high of 132.7 million. Now, again, like you could go over here and see the number of transactions. Obviously, like a large amount of these are just not like, fully updated, in my opinion. This is like, I wish that we could just kind of go off of, the number of transactions and click this, and, it gives us like the one that is mainly transacting. But a large amount of these transactions are coming from like 1 or 2 use cases. So it's not, to me, very bullish when we really kind of look at things. And I know that a lot of people think that I'm very bearish on this. It's not me being bearish. It's just like, when you look at the transactions like this, like obviously, yes, we are in a bear market, but why are the transactions, dropping this bad? Like this tells me that there's just not enough viable use cases on the mainnet yet to actually have TPS demand. And when we look at transactions, for an example, sitting at almost like 2.4 billion, that's only $240,000. That's right, $240,000. So that is not going to change the price of Hbar or drastically affect the network effect, if you will, of Hedera. Now, of course, does that mean that I've lost all hope, that, we're basically dead in the water, that Hbar is done, it's garbage? No, absolutely not. I just think in the short term, it's going to take a little bit of time for this to truly see its true value. So it could, take a little bit, longer than expected. Speculative markets, tend to have, some major effects on price action. So anything is possible. Do I think that, we could see $3 in the near future? Yeah, sure. Like we're talking about, a year or two away. But, yes, I do think that we could see, $3 to $6 in the future. Now, let's actually talk about things happening around crypto and digital assets itself. So today we had a huge announcement, or I should say June 30th, we had a huge announcement. And it says, Biden official says U.S. government could pass stablecoin rules by the end of the year. The president's, working group on financial markets discussed issues that could be addressed by stablecoin legislation in a meeting Thursday. And, we do see down here that they are talking more so about stablecoin, again, when we really kind of look at like regulatory certainty, they are really kind of focusing on that. They are mentioning, of course, Luna in regards to like algorithmic stablecoins. To me, when we really kind of look at this, I think that this is going to be a domino effect. I think that once we do see, stablecoins basically be full on regulated, we will see that kind of flood into other digital assets alike. And just remember, like when we really kind of look at the stablecoin market within crypto, it is a pretty large, percentage of the market. I mean, it is $154 billion of market cap value. Again, a large amount of these being the top three, stablecoins: Tether, USD Coin, and Binance. Tether being the number one. But compare like 154 billion to 865 billion, which is the total market cap. Yeah, I'd say that stablecoins definitely play a pivotal role here in regards to crypto and digital assets in general. Now, of course, like I said, this will most likely usher us into a little bit more of a regulatory framework around digital assets alike, and will allow more adoption. Now, talking about adoption and talking about Hedera in regards to TPS demand around the network, I am very excited for Atma.io to launch. Of course, like this is coming from Avery Dennison. Sustainability is a core value of Avery Dennison. This exciting partnership with Hbar Foundation and the use of Hedera network services will enable new decarbonization use cases while driving the adoption of digital ID technologies. Now, when we actually open this, I zoomed in a little bit just so that we could, see it a little bit more clearly. But when we really kind of look at this, they are talking more so about like supply chain, disruptions, raw material shortages, and even persisting inflationary pressures. We continue to do everything we can to meet the needs of our customers, increasing capacity. We do see, designed to meet the increased demand for digital ID technologies in the region. This is, an expansion of, manufacturing capacity with the opening of our new site in Brazil. And, they are going to continue innovations around a large amount of things within this area. They were talking about this like Pharma Pack Award and things like that in regards to like the awards around them. But I'm actually more so excited about this part down here, where we do see, I'm pleased to say that our Atma.io connected product cloud has started to utilize the Hedera network to account for carbon emissions of billions of unique items. Now, the interesting thing about this is that they have started to utilize it, but we haven't really seen that network effect just yet in regards to TPS. And, who knows? Is this just starting? Who knows, really, right? We could only kind of speculate a little bit, but we do see this exciting partnership with Hbar Foundation and the use of Hedera network services will enable new decarbonization use cases while driving the adoption of digital ID technologies across a variety of industries. And I think that this is great. I mean, like when we really kind of look at, the large scope here, like, yes, I do think that these are going to be some very large use cases in time. It's going to be, a little bit, of a patience game here, but I do look forward to seeing a lot more use cases going live. I think that when we really kind of look at Hedera and we look at, possible transactions, per second, yes, I do think that we could get to, 10,000, even plus, right? When we talk about like sharding coming to the network, we could be seeing like 10,000 to 50,000 to even 100,000 transactions per second at some point in time. We just have to, really kind of say like, all right, well, when could we see this? And, I would say like in the 2 years that Hedera has been building, they have, done some pretty nice things. To me, I'm actually really kind of focused on one specific area, which is Web3. We actually do see here from July 1st, Headstarter ignites Web3 season as Hedera Hashgraph's first Layer 1 launchpad. And let me actually come down here real quick. So this is not only an IDO offering, exchange. It is, a decentralized exchange as well. But they are definitely, really kind of looking at project acceleration support and things like that within the Web3 and the DeFi sector, which are two, in my opinion, very, very lucrative, sectors within crypto that have, ballooned to some fairly high figures. Of course, we do see Headstarter is also, growing Hedera's visibility and interoperability or interoperable, integrations with Know Your Customer regulatory technology support, anti-money launderer, centralized exchange support for Hedera native tokens, ecosystem funding, and more to fast-track the development of native Web3 projects. And I think that when we really kind of look at things happening around this space, it is very exciting from Hedera, simply because, like, Like we are talking about some very large enterprise grade use cases, and yes, those do take time to build. And I've said it, like I am patient. It just gets a little bit frustrating. You guys have to remember that I have been a part of and have been talking about, Hedera for a very long time. And, I have supported the project since, day one. I still, support the project since day one as well. It's just kind of frustrating that, like, by now, in regards to a lot of like the false promises in quotation marks, there's been a large amount of things that have been missed. I mean, like even native staking for the network, which is going live soon, was supposed to be out in like Q1 of 2022, which is this year, of course. And a lot of people assume that regulatory uncertainty was the thing that really kind of held it back. We don't know for certain what it actually was, but again, a large amount of delays have been happening on Hedera. A lot of dates have been getting pushed back, and of course, projects just have not been launching the one like we've been talking about this going back as far as I think like March or April, where there was supposed to be like 20 plus projects. I think it was March because it was supposed to be in April, where we were supposed to be seeing like 20 plus projects going live on Hedera, and we just did not see that. So it gets a little bit frustrating, but I definitely do think that like retail-based use cases are the ones that we will see basically the most amount of network effects from, because again, it's usability that could happen right now. And I do think that that is what NFTs are doing right now for Hedera. I think that there's a large amount of use case value behind them as well, especially in regards to like the retail sector and bringing on more and more faces to the project. Now, talking about retail-specific use cases, we actually did see the Hbar Foundation, announce this Evolutio.tv use case with their main product, Music Battle app, to enable them in a mission to become the first unified music ecosystem in the NFT and blockchain/Hashgraph world. Again, this is centered on retail demand, so I am very excited about this. We do see leveraging the HTS and HDS music battles is strategically placed to interlace both P2E music mobile game and NFT marketplace with a proven TV pilot with Azteca. I'm hoping I'm saying that right. I'm pretty sure it's Azteca, but Music Battle Mexico to bring three audiences: television viewers, NFT fanatics, and music consumers, all to the network. So again, this is great. Now, am I going to say like, hey, this is going to allow for massive use of the network? Absolutely not. I don't think that this is going to change much in regards to, TPS, for an example. And we've definitely been seeing a large amount of like use case value around things like this. Now, also, in regards to like going back to this and really kind of looking at like DeFi, for an example, Saucer Swap also announced this just recently. We are proud to announce the Hedera DeFi Alliance. Hello HDA, founding members, Saucer Swap Lab, Stater Hbar, and Headstarter.org. Again, kind of going back right to Headstarter. The HDA will expand and accelerate DeFi on Hedera by providing tooling, standards, knowledge, and inclusivity. Now, do I really need to share with you guys why DeFi is a very large area to focus on? This has been the one area that I have been accumulating a large amount of tokens within. For example, Chainlink, Uniswap, Avalanche as well. Like I have averaged into Avalanche slightly. It was nothing too crazy. I'm actually more into Avi. And I also do have the Graph token, for an example. There's a large amount of, many assets within the DeFi sector that have been very, very lucrative in regards to ROI and value, really kind of perceived. Again, this market was well over, I think it was close to $400 billion at its all-time high. I'm pretty sure it was even higher too. I think it was almost at $1 trillion itself. Especially when you look at assets for an example, at that point in time it was Luna as well, that was holding up over $80 billion in market cap value itself. Avalanche also was up there pretty high. Uniswap was around roughly 30 billion. So again, when we really look at this overall market and we kind of compare it and contrast to where we were recently and where we are seeing Hedera basically leading in regards to DeFi demand and DeFi acceleration, I think that, Hbar is, safe to say, like, it's going to be a very, very large asset and a very lucrative asset going forward in the next bull run. So I'm very excited for this. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below, though. I'd love to hear from you guys. But with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on if you guys want more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. As it's up that you all have a beautiful day or beautiful night, wherever you guys are in this beautiful world. It's been Nick. Peace out, guys.